Balam arrived at the meeting with shaking hands, certain that the empty building had the wrong kind of silence. Roger Kosminski stood at the center of the room and introduced himself with calm authority, as if the rumors attached to his family name were only an inconvenience. He said that his father had been suspected long ago, but nothing had ever been proven, and that the life before them was only speculation. Then he smiled and added that he was a horror film producer, not a ghost from history. The staff could stay and work, or leave immediately. Balam did not leave. He watched everyone else instead. The cameraman, whose surname he thought he heard as a Nicholas, kept glancing toward the windows. The script prompter, George Chapman, never stopped touching the pages in his hands. Balam's own surname was Stride, and that made him feel as if the room had been chosen for reasons no one wished to explain. He noticed other names too, names that seemed to echo old murders and old headlines, as though the crew had been assembled from a list written by fear itself. Roger did not look troubled. He was determined to finish his film, Brush Teeth Before Too Late, a title that made some of the crew laugh and others turn pale. In his notes, the film followed a prostitute named Mary Jumba in a ruined district of Wentworth Street, where a derelict working house had been selected for the main scene. The location was cheap and cruelly realistic. A coffin bed cost £2.50 a night. A string bed was available for £1.50. Roger called it atmosphere. Balam called it a trap. On the day of the shoot, the crew entered the building with lights, camera, and tripod. Balam loaded the latest film camera, prepared to record on a red camera in our 3D format, and forced himself to focus on the technical work. Then, without warning, the recording chip popped out of the camera body and clattered across the floor. The lights began to rotate in every direction. The sound boom lifted and dropped as if a hidden hand were testing its weight. The room grew colder. A voice came from nowhere, rough and close. "We were all killed by Jack the Ripper," it said. "You will not survive now." The crew froze. Then 5 female skeletons emerged from the darkness, pale and sudden, and hurled themselves at the equipment and the people around it. Cameras shattered. Cables tore loose. The tripod collapsed. Balam stumbled backward as the room filled with dust, broken glass, and a scream that did not seem entirely human. Roger was called for help, but he never appeared. The building seemed to swallow every sound that tried to leave it. Balam collapsed to the floor, sobbing and calling out, "Forgive me, Auntie." Then he went still. When the noise finally ended, only fragments remained, broken gear, empty light stands, and the sense that the room had remembered something everyone else had tried to forget.